Hello, Leaf Academy. It is a pleasure to join you here Tuesdays with Schwartz. Sorry for the, again, all of the technical difficulties. We are trying to get this to work, and it is just becoming a real pain in the neck. So let's get to our show. I am going to answer 3 questions today. I know you're saying, wait a minute. You're that organized? How do we do that? So here are the 3 questions we are going to answer today. What is wrong with the K-12 system? What is a quality education? And how can you overcome the poor education you got? Right? So that are the questions we are going to answer today. So we're going to try to be as organized as possible, and hopefully we can get through this. I'm going to skip all videos and all the other stuff. Let's just get right to it. So let's do the first question. What is wrong with the K-12 system? I am sure you've been asking yourself this question, and the problem is that no one is giving you the right answer. So what is wrong with the system? And it's a simple answer. The reason that the K-12 system does not work anymore is because it is old and outdated. I know what you're thinking. Well, but no, it's racist. Okay, maybe. It's unequal. There's no equity. Maybe. We teach to the test. Maybe. I'm just telling you. Right now, what is wrong with the K-12 school system is it's old and outdated. That's all you need to understand. It's old and outdated. So then the question becomes, what does a quality education look like then, right? I mean, if the system we have is old and outdated, then what does a quality education look like? So let me first introduce myself. My name is Govt Schwartz. If you're new to this channel, Leaf Academy is all about simplifying what is going on in the world and making it easy for you to understand. And so the first piece that we're tackling is the K-12 system. So what does a quality education look like? And so I'm going to give you what people want you to believe, and then we're going to talk about what really is. All right. So what they want you to think is that what's called a liberal arts education, that means studying English, math, science, and social studies, along with a requirement in the United States of physical education every single year, is a balanced education. Now, it's tough because we have been brainwashed to believe that liberal arts means balanced. That's not true. All right. So here's where they get it wrong. No one is saying, and I am certainly not saying, that you don't need to learn English skills, that you don't need to learn math skills, that you don't need to learn science skills, that you don't need to learn social studies skills, right? I'm not saying that. This is very, very important. What I'm saying is what you learn in those courses makes a huge difference between a poor education and a quality education. Let's go back to the question. What does a quality education look like? So if we're talking about the educational system in terms of like preparing you for the future, these are the things that you need to have. So I'm going to put them up on the screen. You ready? We've got 1, leadership, 2, team building, 3, problem solving, 4, sales, and 5, communications. So that's what a quality education looks like. And I have developed a curriculum. I've been using it in a school for about 10 years, and it works. All of these skills. Okay, so all of these skills right here, all of these 5 skills, that's what works. Now, what does that really mean? Right? I mean, because you see, those are skills. Those are, okay, that's great. I want to learn leadership skills. I want to learn team building. I want to learn these skills. But what does that really mean when we go to school? And the problem is that from an old mindset, again, sorry, people need to understand, like if you were born before 1980, you're old. Sorry, that's just the way it is. If you're born before 1980, you're old. So the education you got is different than the education that millennials and Zoomers and the new generation need. So that's the breaking point. Once the year 2000 hit, the educational system that we needed is not actually here. We need to build this. We need to recreate it. And so this is what leadership looks like in a classroom. Like when you look at an English class, what do you learn? If you're not reading about leadership, see, that's the point. What are you reading in class? If you're not reading about leadership, if you're not reading about Dr. Martin Luther King and, JFK and Robert Kennedy and George Washington and Abraham Lincoln, and if you're not reading about leaders, then what are you really learning? So understand that the whole purpose of education is not to get rid of the subjects. It's to focus the subjects in a direction that we need. Again, 21st century skills. Now, what you've been told is that 21st century skills are not these things, okay? They're not this. What are they? Well, you have to learn technology. You have to be able to use programs, Microsoft Word and Google Sheets and all of these different technological advances. That's what kids need to learn in school. Unfortunately, I'm here to tell you, there's no way the school system can teach kids better than they can learn on their own. So yes, you do need technology in your school, but honestly, what you need is you need to give kids free time with some direction as to, here you go, here's a program, go at it, destroy it, figure it out. That's what kids need. They need time to discover. And we don't have that in our school system. We have forced learning on kids who don't like being forced to do anything. I mean, these are American kids. I mean, think about yourself. Do you like being forced to do anything? No, you hate being forced. Don't tell me what to do. I mean, that's the basis of America. Don't tell me what to do. The government, don't tell me what to do. But that's how our school system is run. So that's why most kids, 90% of kids, are not getting a quality education anymore. It's not because of teachers, it's not because of principals, it's not because of the school building, although I know the architecture and all the other things, we can improve those things, but it's not because of that. It's because we are not focused on these skills, okay? So that's what we're doing, these skills, the 21st century skills, all right? So let's go to, so we just did, right? So what we did, the first two questions, what is wrong with K-12 and what is a quality education? So now that you know what a quality education is, okay? So you know that a quality education is 21st century skills. And you know what those 21st century skills are. So now let's get to the third question. How can you overcome the poor education that you got? That's really the big question, right? So unfortunately, your school district and your superintendent and your principal are never going to listen to you. If you're a teacher, they don't want to hear from you. If you're a parent, shut up, sit down, and let us do our job, right? That's what they're telling you. No, we know what we're doing. They don't, but it's not their fault. You can't blame them. What we need to do in order to answer this question is we need to go around them. We need to go around them. We need to do an end run. We need to just basically just say, okay, you keep teaching my kids absolutely nothing for the 21st century, and I'm going to bypass you. I'm going to give my kids an education that they need. Now, there are two ways to bypass. One is to just supplement what kids are learning in school, which is my preferred method because I don't think parents should try to homeschool their kids. I really don't think so. Now, if you want to take that on, hey, more power to you. Honestly, God bless you, because teaching is really hard. I've been doing this for 20 years. So if you don't know me, my name is D. Scott Schwartz. I'll throw it back up there. My name, D. Scott Schwartz. I have 20 years in education. I've been inside the system, and I have seen the warts, the underbelly, everything that doesn't work. I have done over 10,000 classroom observations. I have seen the best practices, and then I've seen the worst bad habits. I've seen everything you can see as an educator. Of course, I get asked a lot, why do I wear this? You know, why am I wearing a lab coat? Because I am in my lab, all right? I look at everything in the world as a problem to be solved. So that's the question. How do I solve the problem? And so here we go. This is it. The way that we solve this problem, the way that we overcome not getting 21st century skills, is to supplement. And so that's what I'm building right now. If you're interested, please go to leafacademy.org and sign up for the mailing list. Once this is ready to roll out, you will get an email and you'll be able to sign up. It's not going to be expensive. It's going to be less than $1,000, because I think education needs to be affordable. Now, what'll happen is eventually, if we get enough people involved in this, I can then basically put enough pressure on the school districts that you are coming from, and we can get them to adopt this program. But unfortunately, without proof of concept, and my school is not a proof of concept enough, apparently, for anyone. Now, understand that I've been doing this for 20 years. All of my students defied the odds. Yes, they were marginalized. They were from low socioeconomic backgrounds. They were classified with disabilities. Yet my kids succeed where your kids are failing. Okay, my students don't have $1.7 trillion worth of college loan debt. They don't, because they're not going to college. They're not going to four-year schools. So be well aware that my students are not using the college system. Now, am I saying that the college system is useless? No, not at all. I went to college. I have a master's degree. So I believe in the college system. It's just that I don't think that the colleges thought that they were going to have to be high school plus. More colleges and universities are teaching remedial classes. Their first year of college for most kids are getting remedial high school classes. Well, what was the point of spending 12 years in school if now you're paying $30,000 to get a high school class? Now that's a waste of money. I don't know about you, but if you're spending $30,000 on a high school course, I would be mad. If I was a parent, I would be mad. If your kid is not ready to do college level work, do not send them to college. You are wasting your money and you're wasting your kids' time. Don't send them to college. That's the question. We go back to it. So then how do you overcome this poor education? How do you overcome it? And like I said, it goes back to this supplemental stuff.